You know, I didn't know Soros had it in him. I saw pictures today in the New York Post of the old leftist phenomenon with a couple of young broads. I guess you can't say broads anymore. A couple of young women, young ladies as they like. I don't know what you call them today. Who cares? A couple of young, I have another word for it. Gold diggers, does that work for you? He promised one of them an apartment, allegedly. Then she claims he choked her. I didn't know the 85-year-old had it in him. Where's that picture of Soros in his underwear? I mean, in a bathing suit on the beach. It's down already. Oh, please, if you're listening, put it up. It's so worth people going to. Here, George Soros sued for $50 million by ex-girlfriend. But the better picture is if you link up to that is him in a bathing suit in the St. Bart's with another gold digger laying there in the sand. Wait, this one I got to see. I couldn't believe it. The guy's where? Oh, no, they took it down. Oh, look at him stepping out. White pants, an aloha shirt, the dress shoes without socks, you know, in the style of the big Guy in St. Bart's, you know, the leather shoes without socks to show how cool you are. The typical tropical look. Oh, hey, put on the leather shoes without socks. Financier George Soros dated Brazilian soap actress Adriana Ferreyr, who is 5 decades younger. Only 5 decades younger? What's wrong with him? That's the best he can do? She's only 50 years younger than him? What's the best he can do with all that money? The sultry actress and the mogul, who's worth some $14.5 billion, had dated for 5 years before he heartlessly dumped her a year ago, the lawsuit says. But they briefly reconciled, and while spending a romantic night together, that's a euphemism for you-know-what, he whispered in her ear that he'd given the apartment he promised her to another woman. While still in bed, Soros slapped Ferreyr across the face and proceeded to put his hands around her neck in an attempt to choke her lawsuit claims. That's BS. It's another DSK lie, in my opinion. Soros 80 then allegedly attempted to strike her with a glass lamp. And though he narrowly missed, it smashed on the floor and she cut her foot, which required 3 stitches. This is all from the New York Post. According to police reports, she called cops and no charges were filed. Soros, quote, denies throwing the lamp and totally denies trying to choke her, a friend of the billionaire told the Post. This is a lot about a money in an apartment. I agree 100%. I mean, what's right is right. He may be a leftist, and he may be an anti-American piece of garbage, who I think is the most dangerous, evil man on the planet. But I can guarantee you, as I sit here, this is another made-up, trumped-up case in my estimation. A Brazilian soap star. A beautiful Brazilian soap star. I mean, there's so many things wrong with those 4 words. Brazilian soap star? Anyway, he gave another apartment, this and that. I don't know what these guys, what's with them? How do they hate the country? Look how far he's come. He hasn't produced a product or a service that anyone ever wanted. And he's worth $14.5 billion for never having made so much as a bar of soap. The man didn't make a bar of soap or a pizza. Nothing. And he's worth $14.5 billion, and he hates the country. Every other word out of his mouth is anti-American. How is this possible? How could this be? How do they get this way? And why do they all go to St. Bart's in the winter with fetus girlfriends? Why is that? I mean, what is with these people? Do they think that it makes them sound clever to go around smearing and hating America?